Hey Tim and Dulcie, it's Gordon. Just wanted to make a little video for you guys to show you that siding tool that Laura was telling you guys about. Um, right now I'm up on top of the scaffolding. This is our backyard here. It's pretty nice today. I am up on top of 25 feet of scaffolding, so it's pretty far down to the ground, but that's how tall our house is. So I can show you a picture of, turn the phone around right now, show you a picture of the siding right now. It's very peeled, very cracked. It's a cedar substrate, and you don't really ever want to paint cedar just because it has too many oils in it, and just nothing sticks to it ever. So we wanted to get rid of all this stuff, and this is the tool that I made. This is an angle grinder body. It has the angle grinder guard that came with it. I cut apart because the way that it mounts to the head is it's a proprietary connection. It's kind of complicated, but it fits really well. So I cut the guard apart so I could mount my attachment to, which is the square part that you see. The square part is a steel welded box, basically, that has some features to it that I'll show you. On the underside, you can kind of see this cutter head, which spins. That's what actually cuts off and mills off the material that you're getting rid of instead of sanding. So it uses carbide teeth that are screwed in with set screws into these arms of the cutter head. You can rotate each tooth 4 times to make it last a really long time, which is nice. This bit used to have a shank on the underside of it to go into a collet of a CNC router that I asked my friend to help me machine. Cut that off, drill the center out, tap it with a 5/8 11 tap, and then countersink this bit under here to get the nut a little bit closer so it doesn't stick out past the stud of the grinder. Using that as kind of a metric, or not a metric, using that as kind of a governing rule and working around it, I made the rest of this, which this black piece that you see is actually on springs. It moves up and down. And the reason for that is that when it's all the way out, it's about a 1/4 inch proud of the teeth of the cutter head. So you actually have to put this up against your surface first, and then push down with about 1 pound of force until the teeth actually make contact with the surface. That way you have much better dust collection and vacuum capabilities. But the nice part about these little studs that hold all the springs and stuff is that you can set these in and out to set exactly how much you want to remove in one pass. Like right now I have it about 20 or 30 thousandths of an inch, which seems to be a pretty good amount. But this spring bit helps a lot. This black stuff is like a really tough plastic, like a white cutting board material, just black. But looking at the top side, it's got these wooden handles that I made and machined and welded these little mounts to the back side, which works out really well to be able to hold it. It has two different modes. The field mode, which is when you're doing a bulk of all the siding, kind of all of this stuff, not the underside, but when you're doing the bulk of all the flat work, basically, you have this door closed to give you protection, and it's bent and welded just the same diameter as the cutter head to clear it, so you get as close as possible to your courses underneath. When you want to do the under edge of the siding, the little lip right here, that little bit, you rotate this door out of the way. Oh, first time recording with one hand here. Rotate that door out of the way, and then you flip this door down, and this door leaves you the room of the thickness of the siding And then also this big flap on the top keeps stuff in there and be able to be sucked up out of the vacuum hole, which is what this little thing is. So I rolled a piece of steel and welded the seam and welded it on an ellipse to the plate to kind of be the right angle to kind of suck stuff up because the head rotates clockwise. So the vacuum bit just goes right in there, and then it's basically ready. So I can show you a quick little demo here. The vacuum goes into this gray hose right here, goes into the first stage of the setup. This gray barrel right here is a cyclone, and what cyclones do is that they, I'm just going to stand up here for a second, up on top of these other things. The cyclone has the gray tube right here, which is the in hole, and that goes in the middle, and the orange hose right here goes around to the actual HEPA vacuum, and that creates the suction. And the reason why it goes into the side is that the material gets pulled into the gray hose right here, and then all the big huge chips and chunks fall to the bottom, and then the little fine stuff gets sucked up in the orange hose to the vacuum. That way it makes the vacuum last much longer, so you don't have to empty the bags not nearly as much, which works out way better. That's basically the whole system, and I'll turn the camera around right now and try to, forgot to show you the siding. Yeah, so that's the old stuff, and the new stuff is much better, I think. You can kind of see this right here, which is nice. Sorry about the sunlight a little bit, but it's quite a bit better, I would say. We're changing the color from kind of a faded blue to this nice two-tone green color. This is the color choice that Laura picked out. You can ignore the blue and white window. That's an old window that we need to repaint basically, but we're just trying to do all the siding and trim right now. But it's like a dark green band around the outside and a slightly lighter green casing, all the flat work. This lighter bit, these three courses right here, that's been milled, and then also after you mill it, you have to disc sand it too, because the milled surface, if you can kind of look at this, it has these slight arcs on it, and you can get it pretty close, but not perfect. These three courses have also been all the under edges of the underside have been cleaned up with that other mode of the milling machine. This is what it looks like before you do it. So you have this little bit of scalloped bit that you need to clear off, as well as the actual thickness of the underside, and that's really hard to do, which is why I made that other door style basically that you can use to do that. So I'm going to turn the phone around and I'll let you hopefully be able to capture this. Hopefully I'll be able to capture this. We'll see. I think I can get it. See how it works. Out pretty well actually, and I'll change the doors here, flip this forward, flip that on, those are the underside.
so it'll be a lot, but I think it'll be good. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, and we'll talk soon. See you later.